how would you like to be able to generate stories and movies with VEO3 while keeping a consistent character? To do that, we're going to use Flow from Google Gemini. Flow will allow us to have a consistent story and use the same characters step by step. Here, you can see some results that were generated thanks to Flow and Google VEO3, and they're pretty impressive. As always, it's super important to tell you that the first few times you generate a result, you won't necessarily get the best or most optimal outcome. You'll need to generate several versions so you can curate them and pick the best one. Don't ever worry when you see tutorials online where people manage to do amazing things and you can't get the same result right away. That's because they generate the same video several times before picking the best ones and showing you the best result. First, we're mainly going to refine our prompts. Of course, we'll be working in English, because that's better anyway. So, to start, we'll be refining our prompts. And for that, you can use Google Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT. It doesn't matter which one. So, we're going to come up with a super simple story that's effective for demonstrating this to you. So, for this example, I'm going to ask the AI to work for me directly. Create 3 text prompts to generate videos with the same character and environment. I'm going to specify that we'll be using VEO3 and Flow, of course. So I need 3 scenes. For example, I want a cat who's an insurance salesman wearing a black suit, and it's going to be a little funny story. Then we end up with the result, with the scene and the action, which is well detailed, and we're going to ask to optimize it once again and, of course, to do it in English. So I ask it to optimize this text again for the video for VEO3 and Flow, and of course to give me at the end the exact prompt to copy and paste in English. This way, we'll have the most optimized content possible. And if you have ideas, you can absolutely write your own text yourself and then ask it to optimize it. So all I have to do now is copy and paste these different prompts. I select the first one and then go straight to text to video and generate the result. At this stage, it's important to wait until the first scene is finished, otherwise I might end up with an inconsistent character. So we'll check the video, and of course, we'll also hear sound and voice.
Yes, Mr. Henderson, your policy is fully comprehensive, covering yarn, ball, incidents, and squirrel.
The important thing now is to take the second prompt, but we're not going to put it here. Instead, we'll click on Add a Scene here and then click on the plus sign. Then, we'll be on a new scene. So, we'll do Jump To. And now, I copy and paste the second prompt. And now, we're going to need a bit more patience again. Now we have the second video that has been generated. And as we can see here, our character is indeed sitting on a leather armchair. We have this cat in a suit, and here, we can find him in a second position with a dog next to him, still in pretty much the same environment. But most importantly, it's the same character. So here, for example, I'm going to show you a flaw that was generated. The beginning of the video is good. As you can see here, there you go. And now, you'll see that the video is going to loop a little bit. And here, you see, this part has absolutely nothing to do with the rest because the pen has already fallen. So, what are you going to do? Well, this is always a curation process. Either you'll rerun the prompt to generate another video and pick a better one, or you'll just say, oh well, I'll just select this whole part up to here and not use anything that comes after. And this is something super important that I'm showing you here, because you'll see plenty of tutorials where it looks like people succeed, bam, on the first try. But in reality, you always have to go through this kind of process. And it's important for me to show you that you need to curate, to choose and select the right moments, or to try again. And then, same thing again. For the rest, all I have to do is repeat the same process and copy-paste my prompt 3, then 4, 5, 6, and so on to create my story. And to give you an idea, here's how far I've gotten with my anime, with consistent characters. There are still some parts that need to be refined, but honestly, we're starting to get a real sense of the possibility for anyone interested in artificial intelligence to create movies, series, and anime. Don't hesitate to share, like, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and best of luck with your projects. Ciao!